going on, everybody? It's your boy Pitts Sports Zone, Bowie TV, coming to you live. Listen, it's going down, all things HBCUs. And who else better to start it off with them Bowie State Bulldogs? We coming to you, Bowie State Bulldogs, total access. We got the Morgan State Bears. Listen, all HBCUs information, all HBCU news, sporting events, updates. You get it live here with Pitt Sports Zone, Bowie TV, Comcast Channel 77, Verizon Channel 11 is going down. Don't you miss a beat.
Listen, it's only the beginning because it's early still.
And
we're gonna be here all day.
All day.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. I'm your host, Pitt Sports Zone, where we give you all of the best content, up-to-date content, in-game content, out-of-season content with the coaches, players, whether it's the MEAC, the SEAC, the SWAC, or the CIAA. We bring you, and don't forget the great photos that we give you out of Pitt Sports Zone. But as a whole, Bowie TV is where you want to get all your sports news, where we don't just continue and give you coverage for HBCUs. We give you that broad coverage on professional sports as the Commanders, the Ravens, the Wizards, and more. But today, we are continuing our coverage of the 2026 MLB HBCU Swingman Classic, highlighting some of our best talent in the HBCU baseball sport. Today's guest is none other than Alabama A&M standout, Mr. Tervell Johnson. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for joining me. And before we jump in with Tervell, I got to give a little cameo because Tervell, who's earned the opportunity to showcase his game on one of the biggest stages in HBCU baseball, even more special, he's continuing a family tradition, following the footsteps of his brother, who also played in the Swingman Classic and is now and was one of the top draft picks a few years ago. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Listen, I'm excited, right? I'm excited and I'm jealous. I said this to KJ yesterday, right? Because man, what I had loved, but that's the great thing about sports and life. It evolves, right? More opportunities come, different things get in place. And now, specifically, without telling my age, social media was just starting when I was in college. So, I was using MySpace and Black Planet. Not too many people, with that. And the fact that you raise your eyebrows like that lets me know. You don't got to do it like that. They don't need to know that. But no, man. So congratulations again, man, on being selected. That's a tremendous honor. And before we jump in, I want to go ahead and get you some icebreakers, just like I did KJ, man. We started off with something simple. If you can, tell me what's your favorite food.
Favorite food? It would probably have to be, some type of pasta. I feel like, it's real versatile, so you can switch it up,
Okay. You pasta. I mean, KJ said all he needed some Chick-fil-A.
That too. I like Chick-fil-A.
Okay. What's your favorite travel destination or dream destination you would like to go to?
So actually, it used to be Tokyo, Japan, but I actually was able to go out there last year to watch my brother play in the qualifier cup for the WBC. So that was a blessing going out there. Like, it was amazing, bro. Like, I feel like I don't have to go nowhere else, bro. That was my dream trip. So it was a blessing to be able to experience that for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, one experience is just the experience of getting to watch your brother, play a sport that you love dearly as well. The critiques and the conversations. Man, what was you thinking on that? It runs deep.
Yeah, for sure. We've been at it since birth, so
Listen, I already know I got three brothers, and we all play baseball. And some of us play football, so we definitely know what it's like to be that iron sharpen iron. However means necessary.
Exactly. That's sick though. You got 3 other brothers. I don't know a lot of people. You like one of the few people I know that actually had, like similar amount of brothers to me, and stuff like that. It's always cool though. People don't understand like just that dynamic with, a bunch of boys in the house playing the same sport, grinding and all of that. So it's definitely special though. You know how it is. So.
Absolutely. And for me, I'm the oldest, so I had to make sure my eyes be watching.
Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, if you can, who was a role model of yours or someone you looked up to, other than your brother, or any other siblings you may play? Who was someone that you looked up to in the baseball world that you kind of modeled your game after?
In the baseball world, I don't know. I really couldn't give you a definitive answer. I was just influenced by a lot of guys growing up. I kind of watched. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so I watched Matt Kemp, Juan Pierre, all those, Hanley Ramirez. I watched those guys growing up. So like those were the guys. Puig, like they made the game fun of me and made me want to like keep playing the game. But there's a lot of guys in my community here in Atlanta, doing their thing right now that I kind of look up to, just pick their brain. And it's a lot of names. So it's not really a definitive answer, but it's I know a little bit of ball. So if I had to pick one player though, I would say Puig. Growing up, that was one of my favorite guys, and Matt Kemp, he was one of my favorite players too.
Yeah, and, for me, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I'm everything Pittsburgh: Penguins, Pirates, Panthers, Steelers. And I got a shirt that says I was a Pirates fan before being a Pirates fan was cool. So, for me, it was when Jim Leland was our GM. We had Doug Drabat, Andy Vance, like Jay Vale, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah.
So back then. But again, it's not about me. We're gonna go ahead and push it to you, and get you into the questions. And again, congratulations on being selected for the MLB HBCU Swingman Classic. What was your reaction when you got that call, and what does this opportunity mean to you?
Bro, I mean, like first and foremost, it's a blessing. Like I couldn't do any of this without, God, without Jesus Christ, without my faith, and just being grounded in the Word. Like it's something that I didn't necessarily pray for this, but I prayed for success, and I prayed for a platform and opportunity, and it's come in different ways, not exactly how I pictured it, but like this is a great opportunity. My coach definitely he reached out to me one morning, a couple weeks ago, was like, hey, like congratulations, and I just rolled over, went back to sleep because it was early. Coach Luke be up early in the morning, so he takes me early, like congrats, and I got back to him, gave him a call, and we talked about it, and it was just a huge blessing, bro. Like it's just a great opportunity to go back out there and play with the best guys in the SWAC and the MEAC and all the other HBCU conferences. So I'm just really excited. Definitely just to play on this stage too. This is a great event. It's a pretty big stage. So I love to be on big stages so I can perform. That's why I feel like I perform my best at. So it's a real blessing.
Absolutely. And before we go further with the questions, just to let them, you are a utility player, correct? Which means that you really can play any position almost, across the diamond, which makes you a very expensive and very a hot commodity, right? Because not too many people understand what that means to go from center field to third base, or to go from catcher to shortstop, or from left field to second. What is it that you gravitate about being able to play the many different positions? Because that also says a lot about your IQ to be able to play those different positions. Because like I said, they all require something different.
Yeah, 100%. I just grew up playing all the positions. Like just growing up playing ball, I played outfield. Moved to the infield, corner, middle. So I just grew up, playing all over the field, and I kind of, that coaches always wanted to find a position for me and want to, you know, we want to put him here, solidify him here. But I kind of just embraced the fact that, you know, I can do everything these last couple of years. And I just bought into the fact that, like, hey, the game is changing. And, you know, for me to just stand out, you know, kind of pull away from, you know, the crowd a little bit, I need to be able to be versatile. I need to be able to just be able to go out any day of the week, wherever they need me. And I've seen like how, you know, there's guys at the big league level now, you know, they'll play a shortstop and in the left field, and, you know, they'll play a corner, infield, corner, outfield position throughout the week. So I feel like just honing in on, you know, different skills and different tools is going to carry me in this game for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're 100% correct, you know, especially being able to adapt. And like, you know, Coach Tomlin always say your best ability is your availability. And for you, you have many availabilities at your disposal.
Right.
We kind of touched on it earlier. We stating that, you know, your brother played in the HBCU Swingman Classic. And was a top draft pick a few years ago. How much has his journey motivated you and prepared you for this moment? And has he shared any input, information, expectations, things that you can look forward to?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's like played in many just levels and on many stages, and, you know, he's performed. And I've been able to watch him do it. So it's just always been like a motivating factor to me, just to, you know, be able to, like, hey, like it's near, it's close, it's very feasible. Like everything that I dream of is like, you know, I can just see it within, you know, within this generation of my family, you know. So everything feels so close. It's just a matter of, you know, locking in and being focused on what I need to do. But just being able to watch him grow as a ball player, be able to watch him, you know, progress in his career has been great. And it also has been very, like I said earlier, motivating. Like it keeps me going, being able to see, you know, my brother do his thing and chase after his dreams. And not only me, but we got two other brothers. So I'm pretty sure that keeps them motivated to it, whatever they're doing. Just making our parents proud, going out here and glorifying God, and, you know, just walking in whatever he has for us. Just being able to see my brother do that has just been great for sure.
Now, do your other brothers, do they play baseball too?
Yeah, so all of us grew up playing baseball. My oldest brother, he played about bat. He coaches now, but yeah, we all grew up playing ball, not just baseball, but like football, basketball, all type of sports.
Absolutely. So parents was always on the go.
Oh yeah. We always somebody playing somewhere at some days.
Right.
That's how
we got split up this week.
Exactly.
You know, in this game, you're representing Alabama A&M and HBCU baseball on a national stage. What message do you hope scouts and fans take away after watching you compete?
For sure. Like I said, this is an honor. Just being able to represent my school. We got a lot of great players on our team that easily could have, you know, been in this game and represented us, but just to be able to be among, you know, those three is a huge honor. So just going out here and representing Alabama A&M the right way and representing, you know, HBCU baseball the right way is my key goal this weekend. You know what I mean? Just to show everybody that, hey, we're more than capable. The talent is out there. You know what I mean? Like I played with and against some great ball players this year in the SWAC, like, and it's real talent. Like it's honestly really competitive baseball. It's really good baseball. You just got to get there. You got to get there to see it for yourself. That's what I tell everybody. Like you just got to be there to watch it and to experience it, because, you know, baseball is baseball, but it's definitely a different brand of baseball when you got you know 40 black kids running around the field. It's, you know, it's very exciting. It's, you know, it's different. You know, it's more fast paced. It's cool. So I think that's the main thing this weekend is we just go out here, play the game how we play throughout the week, throughout the season. Like every game is exciting. Friday through Sunday, every game is exciting in the SWAC. So just being able to go out there this weekend on a huge stage and do the same thing is going to be, you know, it's going to be great.
Man, listen, I covered this year, I covered the HBCU softball invitation, right? And one thing that when I tell you, I can only imagine what the competition is like at the men's level because the competition at the women's level is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the chance.
They're live the whole game. They don't stop. You know,
it's brutal.
Party out there, bro. Seriously.
And with this opportunity, every player brings something unique. What do you believe is the biggest strength that you'll showcase during the Swingman HBCU Swingman Classic?
Me personally, I think my biggest strength is just my professionalism. Like I go about my business the right way. I show up. I look the part. I play the part. I play the game the right way. I just want to go out there and just be able to show every scout, every coach, everybody that I'm ready for, the next level. That's my biggest thing. That's the statement I want to push this weekend is that, like, hey, I'm the guy that, you need to invest some time and some effort in because, the tools are there. Like it's really real. And, just go out there and have fun and, just go out there and continue to do what I've been doing for the last, couple decades. I've been playing this game for a long time. So just, like I said, it's an honor, it's a blessing, but it's another game. Go out there and have fun and go enjoy it. It's a blessing every time I'm able to put on the uniform. So that's the biggest thing is have fun.
Absolutely. And that's really the main characteristic when it comes to baseball is you have to have fun. Right, because baseball is that sport, like other sports, but mentally, if you're struggling at the plate, you can't struggle at the plate and in the field. So that means in the field, you gotta be on times 1,000. Or if you're struggling in the field at the plate, you have to consistently either be getting on or you have to consistently get some RBIs, bringing runners in, etc.
Right.
The mental aspect of the game. Talk about the mental aspect.
Yeah, like you were saying, whenever one part of your game goes down, one got to go up. But I truly believe, like, mentally, you got to keep your game sharp. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of if you're playing good or bad, like, your mental state has to be, it has to be up to par just to be able to float the boat within the game because there's a lot of ups and downs. So just being able to stay level-headed, through success, through failure, staying grounded and just who you are as a person. Forget like the baseball player thing, but just know that you're representing your family, you're representing yourself, you're representing the Lord, you're representing a lot of things and a lot of people when you go out on the field. So you go out there and you got to make sure your head is in the right space and you are where your feet are. So I feel like that's step one before you even go out there and try to go swing the bat or feel the ball. Like you got to make sure your head is, make sure you're locked in. Make sure that everything is everything before you try to go out there because the game is hard enough. Like you were saying, like it's hard to go out there and really be successful if there's a lot of noise up here. You got to really quiet it down and go play by play, step by step.
Absolutely, and just want to take a quick. From my audio, is it coming through to you good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. It sounded like your audio is getting a little distorted. But we'll see how it is after this. After the next question, I wanted to ask you, because you'll be surrounded by some of the top talent in HBCU for HBCU players in the country. What are you looking forward to the most? Competing against them. But learning from and building relationships with.
Yeah, just mainly just getting back out there with the guys. That's always a blessing. That's always fun. There's a lot of guys in this game that I grew up playing with. So going out there and just being able to.
TJ.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah. It's coming through distorted. If you can, you want to refresh. For us, your audio, just go ahead and just refresh the link.
Okay.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give TJ some time to refresh his link. But TJ plays at Alabama A&M, and he is another player who was selected for the HBCU Swingman Classic. And it's been exciting just to hear his story because he's had a brother who played in this game. And so he's been around the game for a long time. And he not only has an overwhelming experience playing the field, but just by watching as well, being a student of the game, which is something that a lot of people don't get to have with being a student of the game all the time. But let's go ahead and bring him back in. TJ, you there with us?
Yeah, can you hear me? How is it now?
Say it one more time. I can tell you again.
How is it now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. It just sounded a little distorted, but I apologize. You were talking about just playing against some of the other HBCU players in the country. And, what was you most looking forward to, whether competing against them, learning from, and building relationships?
Yeah, I was saying that basically it's just cool to go back out there and compete with them. You know what I mean? Just go out there, have another opportunity to play with some of the guys that I grew up playing with. And like you had KJ on the other day. That's one of the Atlanta guys that I grew up playing with. So just going out there and having some fun. Like you said, continue to build the relationships, continue to just go out there and put our best foot forward because, we're all competing for the same thing. We want to take our game to the next level. So, we just got to uplift each other the best we can and compete and push each other and just pick each other's brains. That's the biggest thing.
No, absolutely. When you talk like, with KJ, and you said you're from Atlanta, I think KJ's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it's you both represent two different universities, but you're from the same area. That's astounding, right? Because that says a lot about the baseball youth leagues and high schools in Atlanta that is still a hot commodity. Talk about the Atlanta scene in high school baseball, and the fact that, because I'm pretty sure some of the other guys I'll talk to, they may be from that area as well.
Yeah, I mean the Atlanta scene is hot right now. It's been hot for a long time too, if you ask me, in my opinion. There's always some really talented ball players coming out of Georgia, not just the Metro Atlanta, but guys in South Georgia, North Georgia. So I feel like, just going out there and being able to just be another Atlanta kid to go out there and play on the big stage it's an honor. It's cool. But like I said, there's guys at that next level. That's where we're trying to go. We're all very competitive, and we all, we want to reach the top together. Like, we all had a common goal when we started playing with each other and when we started competing with each other. And, we still got guys still going. So it's a blessing to see. It's a blessing to be able to, represent our community too. And like I said, there's a lot of guys that look up to us and guys that we looked up to that kept us going. So if we can just, keep this cycle going and just keep baseball in Atlanta, I think it's going to be something cool when we look up in the next few years, like, hey, there's actually something real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think it's good to see because it's not that much, of an example, looking around and, again, with you guys there from Atlanta, I can see the competitiveness that you guys, that iron sharpens iron, right? And not only that, but the fact that you actually are rooting for them as well, which speaks even more volumes about the brotherhood, the relationships that you guys have built.
No doubt.
Last question before I ask you two separate questions. When it comes to the younger athletes that you talked about, looking up to, not you specifically as alone, but looking up to you guys who are having these opportunities to really show and display not only how you conduct yourself on the field, but off the field. What would you tell them about trusting the process? What would be your message to them about the process? And what it means to be consistent, committed, dedicated, disciplined, but at the same time hungry and humble.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like, you gotta kind of just, like you said, trust in the process. It's kind of just in the name. You gotta trust it. You gotta just go through it to understand it. It's gotta be a thing of perseverance, of never letting never quitting, never letting anything make you quit, and then that's how you be able to go through the process. And I feel like the easiest, tool and avenue for that is, staying grounded in faith, staying grounded in, Jesus Christ. For me personally, like that's been the way I've been able to trust the process, but just going in and having confidence for sure, starting the process with confidence, no matter, how good or bad it goes, just having that unwavering confidence is a big thing. But like you said, you got to trust the process, especially in this game, because everybody's path is different, and you don't know, how you're gonna get there. But if you keep trusting it, you can make something special out of it. Like I wouldn't expect, you asked me a year ago, just everything going on right now. I wouldn't have known that I'd be in this position going to the Swingman or whatever. Like I wouldn't have been able to guess that. So it's just a matter of staying with the process and ultimately not quitting, regardless of what's going on, all the noise. You just got to stay with it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's major. And I appreciate you for being transparent and vulnerable in that moment, right? Because a lot of times people may think that you already have a preconceived notion, or you have some sort of understanding or idea of the trajectory of the path that you're going. Where for you, honestly, you're starting to really equivalent what life looks like, down the road. And you said it earlier, when it comes to the plan, and not being preaching whatnot, but God's will is not our will. So the things that we see, the things that we feel, the things that we think doesn't necessarily mean that it is.
Right.
And they have a funny way of changing course when we least expect it or when we don't expect it.
Right.
In this situation we were talking about last year, you didn't foresee this, but at the same time, going back to that trusting the process, you trusted the process. You remained you.
Right.
Even when you didn't see what the clear view way out was, or you didn't see that the HBCU Swingman Classic was in your window, you still continue to trust the process, and you still continue to be you, which furthermore speaks more volume, to you as a person, the characteristic, the personality of who you are, versus not just a baseball
player. Yeah, no doubt.
So, what has going to an HBCU meant to you?
For sure, this is it's been a great experience, honestly. Like I feel like anybody of color, of our culture, of anything, like if you have a chance to experience it at some point, you got to, just being, immersed, around the culture, around your people, you're going to experience the good and bad. But like when I take a step back from, this year, I really enjoy my experience. This is my first. I transferred to, a couple schools. I've been at a couple stops here and there, but this is my first HBCU. And all in all, man, I can say I enjoyed it. Like it was a blessing. I had a great time. I met some great people, some lifelong friends, and just having that brotherhood and that support. Like this is the first time, within, the last 5-6 years where I can truly say like, hey, we built a brotherhood regardless of, results, regardless of how things turned out or whatever. But we always had each other's back. And I feel like you can only kind of get that specific experience at an HBCU. Like that's the only way as a brother we gonna get that experience in baseball for sure. So I'm very grateful for it, honestly.
I love it. And lastly, if you could sum up HBCU in one word, what would it be?
That's crazy. I don't know, man. A lot, man. It's a lot. Like honestly, the only word I got is a lot. Like I saw a lot this year. I've experienced some stuff that I've never seen before in the baseball field. Good, bad, and different. But like it was all smiles. Like I had a blast this year, man. Honestly, like I really couldn't sum it up in one word, honestly.
No, I get you. And I can tell this, the smile on your face, like just looking up into your memory bank, like man, like what word could I use? But I appreciate you, for taking this time to sit with me, taking this time to share your story, taking this time to highlight you as a player at HBCU baseball as a whole. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck this Friday. Again, like you said, have fun. Play fast, play safe, play humble. But, be you. What you continue to do, and success will continue to follow you wherever your path leads you.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. It was nice, nice meeting you. Thank you for having me on. And we'll definitely be in touch for sure.
No doubt, no doubt.
And you say you're from
And to
Pittsburgh, right?
Oh yeah, I'm everything Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I mean, hey, hopefully they give my little bro the call soon, so I'll be out there soon, bro.
Hey, listen, you see the black and yellow. Go ahead and bring them on to the Pirates, baby.
Yeah.
We've been looking good lately.
Yeah.
I know we beat up on the Nationals, so I was happy.
Yeah. We'll definitely be out there soon, bro. Definitely.
Awesome, man. To you guys, thank you very much for tuning in, watching the coverage as we highlight the players from HBCUs who are playing in the HBCU Swingman Classic that was founded by Ken Griffey Jr., my favorite player, as I stated yesterday. And hopefully this really ignites a fire in the other HBCUs who don't have a baseball team. For those who do, and other players, younger players that are coming up, man, because there's some good young players that I've been watching from the youth league. CJ Gray and James Busby. Those are two youth that I know in this area that have been dominant in their sport and that they've taken it seriously. And me as a former baseball player, I just love to see their work ethic and how dedicated they are to it. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody else. Shout out to KJ. Shout out to all the other players in the HBCU Swingman Classic. I'm your host, Pitts Sports Zone, Bowie TV. Again, where you get all your great content, whether it's HBCUs or the professional. And don't forget the community side as well. We are here for you whenever you want. Pitts Sports Zone, we are out. I thought he was out.